been on the big wide web recently, then you've probably heard of the Metaverse. So what is it? If you already know all about the Metaverse, then please use the timestamps that are in the description box below and hop around to the relevant part of the video where I begin talking about the stocks. Some may say it's the future. The Metaverse is this upcoming online 3D virtual reality space. It's where the physical world and the virtual world really collide like never before. So if you've ever played The Sims, you know that you actually control a sim. Well, the Metaverse is a bit like an extreme upgrade to that, whereby you actually become a sim and you become your avatar. Oh, and if you've ever played Habbo Hotel, bit of a throwback for you there, it's like a crazy better version of that. And what I mean by that is that there's going to be this centralized place where many people from all around the world can all experience what's happening in that place at the same time. Facebook recently announced that it would be rebranding itself and changing its parent company name to Meta, and focusing on bringing this metaverse to life in order to, and as Mark Zuckerberg said, enhance the way people connect. Meta, as in the old Facebook, is not the same as the Metaverse. Meta is the company and Metaverse is the virtual reality world. If you're wondering how on earth this Metaverse is going to be profitable, well, one way is because brands and companies will be able to sell their goods and their products and their services on this Metaverse. I don't know about you, but this sounds absolutely crazy to me. The idea that we will be buying a new pair of designer trainers for our avatar so that we can look really cool in front of all the other avatars. Mind blowing. This sounds quite scary to me, honestly, and I'm not sure it's going to be the best thing for the human race in general, but it seems to be the future, and I know I would definitely like to give virtual reality and augmented reality at least a go. If you take a look into Facebook's, or should I say Meta's business right now, you'll see that they're pumping a lot of capital into this. They are pumping a lot of money. So that may lead you to think, can I profit from this? Is this something that would be a good investment for me, seeing as it's probably going to be the future? Now, I'm no financial advisor and I'm not telling you where to put your money, but you may decide that you want to put some of your money into this as it's still fairly new, with the hope and the anticipation that in the long term it will give you good returns. So let's discuss exactly how you can invest into the Metaverse. I'm going to be sticking to stocks. I'm not going to be touching on NFTs or cryptocurrency or any sort of currency that may appear in the Metaverse. This is purely going to be looking at stocks. Currently, I believe this Metaverse ETF is only actually available on one platform, and that is Roundhill Investments. So Roundhill have put together a collection of companies that they believe will play a big part in the formation and the ongoing structure of the Metaverse. I believe this includes 41 companies, some of which will be on the screen now. This ETF is really looking to be a one-stop shop for investors. So just like we invest in other ETFs, this will be the place to invest if you want to get a really diverse and rounded portfolio in this new Metaverse world. So this ETF was only actually launched in June this year, so it's still really new and it's very much in its early days. And right now it does have a bit of a high price tag in my opinion at 0.75%, which is higher than a lot of ETFs and index funds that I currently invest in. What we could see happen is that other platforms begin to bring out their own Metaverse ETF or index funds. That's something that may happen, but at the moment this seems to be the only one out there and the only real option as far as ETFs go for investors to invest in this Metaverse. Another thing that you could do aside from investing into this Metaverse ETF is to actually take a look through which companies this Metaverse ETF actually invests in and then invest in them companies individually. Or of course you can completely ignore that ETF and go off and do your own research. So like I said, you could invest in individual stocks that you believe are going to outperform the other stocks that are included in that ETF. For example, if you really believe in Matterport, for example, that's one you could put a lot of money into if you didn't really want your money going towards the other ones that are featured in that ETF. It's really up to whether you think particular companies will play more of a role in the formation of the Metaverse. and which companies you think are going to be really essential for getting this off the ground. I won't sit here and list all the companies that are involved or could be involved because that will take a long time, but some companies that you may want to invest in or you may want to do some further research into will include the likes of Unity, Matterport and Immersion Corp. So let's start with Unity. Unity provide 2D and 3D gaming development to allow professional creators to create games on a multitude of different platforms. And this makes it easier for these developers to make the games. The next company is Matterport. Now, Matterport are really the leading company that are currently allowing a physical space to be transformed and turned into a 3D digital space. So to give you an example, Matterport could, in theory, take your local shopping centre and turn it accurately into a digital world that you could look at online. Have you ever been on the property market, whether it's renting or buying a property, and you are literally able to look around a potential home on your phone? Not just pictures or videos that have been taken, I mean you can actually move through the property and see it. It's a bit like that. The next company is Immersion Corp. They create the technology that allows you to physically feel things whilst you're playing a game, which, as you can imagine, will be really important if we're going to be having a full experience whilst in the metaverse. If you've ever played on a PlayStation 5, then you'll know when you're holding the controller and you're in particular games, the controller will like rumble and it will allow you to physically feel things that are happening in the game. It's a bit like that. There are also other companies that you may want to look into before deciding where to put your money when it comes to investing in the metaverse, and these may include Nvidia and Roblox, just to name a couple. The third way in which you could invest in the metaverse through stocks would literally be to invest in Meta. So investing in the company that was previously known as Facebook, if you believe they are going to be the first to create the metaverse. Thanks for watching.